Hey guys, PokeTrips here, and today I'll be going over the game recaps and the power rankings for week 2 of the PDA. Now, let's not waste any time, let's go ahead and get in here. We have the first matchup here, the San Antonio Solars versus the Arizona Houndooms. The San Antonio Solars won 4-0. The Empoleon really put in work, the Infernape really put in work. It was just an all-around good match. Michael out there really didn't look like he knew what he was doing. He should have Aurora Veiled with his Alolan Ninetales, and he got it killed with Empoleon, because Empoleon's a Steel type. He kept it in on that. It got Flash Cannoned. Down went the Alolan Ninetales. Didn't show that he knew how to use the Tapu Lele. Toxapex kind of did some work for Michael. Infernape and Goodra put in some work for San Antonio Solars, and the Solars free agent this week, Empoleon, got some kills. Pretty nice. Really contributed towards this dub. Now, next up, we have the Cincinnati Pete's versus the Detroit Dialgas. This was a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very expected, very wanted match, because the Dialgas, in my opinion, are the third most skilled coach in the league. Theron of the Detroit Dialgas, and myself with the Cincinnati Pete's, I think I am the second most skilled coach in this league. So this was a very anticipated match. But as you see here, I 4-0'd Theron. Now, Minior is a nuke. Minior is a Pokemon that you can send in, and if the opponent doesn't expect them, if you have a good switch in where they have absolutely nothing for the Minior, you click Shell Smash, good game. If Theron didn't have Rocky Helmet on his Venusaur, Minior would have completely wiped out Theron's entire team and won me the entire game 6-0. I swear to it. Minior one-shot every one of Theron's Pokemon if his Venusaur did not have Rocky Helmet. That's just how it is. You guys might think it's funny, but I'm spitting facts here. That's actually legit. Now, Mimikyu didn't come in this week, so it stayed at 6-0. We saw the Excadrill that I acquired actually did pretty good for me. It would have went 2-0, but I got greedy and went for the switch in on it. Theron predicted the switch because he predicted me wanting stats on the Excadrill and went for Superpower and killed the Excadrill. Theron didn't really play this game wrong, but I just played it. When I sent in the Minior and I Shell Smashed, it's a nuke. I'm telling you guys. Let's go ahead and move on here. We have the Barcelona Keldeo versus the Chicago White Sox. That got swept. Not much to say here. Karthik got 2 sweeps in a row. I'm very surprised, actually, that Karthik got 2 sweeps in a row. He's not getting a sweep third week. We can go ahead and guarantee that. He's facing Theron. But back on track. The Salamence got half the kills this game. Salamence really showed like it knew what it was doing. And Zach just couldn't do anything. I said this in the video. It was the longest video on this channel besides the draft. And I'll say it again. Zach's Metagross was his win condition. Once Zach hit the Hammer Arm, or hit the Mawile with Hammer Arm, that was his win condition. Zach just had to keep the Metagross alive, not let it die, and he won. But Zach let it get burned. He let it get down to 17% HP or 11%, something like that. And then, out of nowhere, he decided to just bring back the Metagross with Stealth Rocks out. So he sent it back out. It had like 5% HP. It was a crippled Metagross. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to be Zach at this point. So Zach's win condition was Metagross. It died. Zach died. That's how that game went. Next up, we have the New York Blasters versus the Denver Maripos. Oh God. This is a very good match. We have a guest speaker here that wants to talk about it.
Hey guys, it's Owen from the owner of the Indiana Machamps, and I'm not the best Pokemon. That is the worst match I've seen in my life. I can't remember what Pokemon it was, but they like to focus. Driftbloom, whatever, likes to focus. It's if you watch the match, you know what I mean. But throughout the whole time, it killed me to watch it. That's all I gotta say.
Like Owen said, that match was very hard to watch, very hard to sit through. Both of them used moves that did nothing in that given situation, that didn't hit the opponent, that did so little damage. It was hard to watch. But then Cameron finally did something good in the end. He sent in Regirock, did about 3 or 4 curses with the Regirock, and it was game over. Now, I don't want to talk anymore about this match. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one, which was the Indiana Bruisers versus the Phoenix Sunkerns. I was very surprised for this week. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked about this match. I thought Joseph had this match. I thought this was an easy dub for Joseph. Easy dub. Now, you'll notice on screen it says 3-0. It's supposed to say 4-0. My bad. I'm too lazy to fix it. Anyway, actually, wait, no, it's supposed to say 2-0. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to say 2-0. My bad. Owen only won 2-0. It was a close dub, but a dub nonetheless. Counts as a dub on the stat sheet. That's what counts. Now, his recently acquired Scolipede, Owen's recently acquired Scolipede, put in work. Owen's Explode, I almost gave this the game MVP because it killed crucial things on Joseph's team. It one-shot the Conkeldurr, it one-shot the Circuitry, and it almost one-shot the Incineroar. Now, they brought the Incineroar down to 5% health, so it basically took out 3 Pokemon. It put in some work for Owen. Now, this match, Joseph didn't play it bad. He didn't play it wrong. Joseph, I said this in the, in the actual game video. When you're down, you need to make plays. You're not going to give, if you're going back and forth and you're trading Pokemon one after another, well, you kill one, they kill one, you kill one, etc., etc. You're not going to win the game just by doing that. You need to make some predictions. You have to, otherwise you're not going to win. That's just how it goes. If Joseph would have went for a Thunderbolt on the Dragology and predicted that Owen switched the Celesteela in, it would have been game. Joseph could have came back. That's just an example. Maybe not the best one because Owen still did have Blaziken. I don't know if Blaziken could have taken out the Dragology. I doubt it because I think Owen runs low sweep or low kick or something on his Blaziken that makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, basically, when you're down like this, you have to make plays, otherwise you can't come back. This game was just trade after trade, and it was a really good game, but Owen just came out on top. That's just how it crumbles sometimes. Now, those were the game recaps for this week. Let's go ahead and move on to the power rankings. At number 10, we have Oofs. At number 10, we have Trey of the New York Blasters. Now, Trey's at number 10 for the same reason that he was last week. He keeps using moves that don't do anything, and it pains me to watch his matches because he keeps using moves like Giga Impact that they get a kill, sure, but then the moves you have to recharge and you lose your Pokemon. Or then you use Earthquake on a flying type one, or you use Giga Impact on a normal type Pokemon. It just doesn't make sense. Trey, learn your type matchup so we can watch your matches without cringing. Alright, next up, we've got Zach of the Chicago White Sox. I didn't really want to put him here, but he's got swept 2 weeks in a row, 6-0 1 week, 5-0 1 week. I really didn't want to put him here, but I see potential from Zach. I think Zach can come back. He can make the playoffs. I don't know what he's going to do in the playoffs. I don't think this is going to be Zach's season. I think next season is going to be Zach's season, where he knows Pokemon that he actually likes next season, and he'll draft the team. Because I don't think that he knows how to use Metagross or Sharpedo or Pokemon like that. He knows how to use Sharpedo a little bit, but I just don't think this is Zach's season. He's here because he got swept. That's all I have to say. Next up, Joseph of the Phoenix Sunkerns. All 3 of these bottom teams, by the way, are 0-2, so I'm very disappointed in Joseph. I am very disappointed in Joseph. Joseph, coming into this league, in my opinion, was the 4th most skilled player, and it was very close 4th. Very close 4th. He was almost at 3rd, but he's 0-2 right now, which one of those weeks I can understand. He got swept by Karthik, the best player in this league. I can understand that. But then he lost to Owen this week. And it's not that Owen's bad. It's just that Joseph's better. You have to win the games that you're meant to win. If you don't win the games that you have to win, that you're meant to win, you're not gonna make the playoffs. You're not gonna go far in the playoffs. You have to win. That's like in the NBA, the Warriors losing to the 76ers. This is basically what this match was. There's just not much else to say. Joseph, just come on, man. You can do better than this. I know you can. Next up, at number 7, we have Cameron of the Denver Maripos. He's at the bottom of the 1-on-1 teams. He didn't do terrible, but this week was a hard one to watch. He did super good first week. Second week, not the best. It's hard to watch, but I don't know. He didn't do as good as the other 1-on-1 teams. That's basically why he falls here. Next up, we have Theron of the Detroit Dialgas. Now, I have a Rocky Helmet on the Venusaur, because the Venusaur saved him. Even though it didn't get a kill technically, the Rocky Helmet Venusaur saved Theron's life. So, Theron just hasn't been himself recently. He hasn't been playing right. It seems like I don't know, maybe confidence issues. I don't know. And this next week he's facing Karthik, so he might be going 1-3. That's not good. Or 1-2. My bad. He almost lost to Cameron. Then he lost to me, and then he lost. He's gonna lose to Karthik more than likely. I feel like Theron can actually put up a fight against Karthik though. If he seems like he's playing mind games with himself. He just needs to scout out Karthik's team, because he didn't scout out my team properly, I don't think. He lost to me because he didn't scout out the Minior properly. He didn't know that Minior could be a threat if he didn't have something for the Minior. So Theron, just scout out Karthik's team, scout out your weaknesses towards it, and try to build around that. Build something to make it to where you can counter that. Next up, at number 5, we have Michael of the Arizona Houndoons. Now, Michael didn't do awful. He still shows that he knows how to use Alolan Ninetales to an extent. He didn't use it as well as he could have this past week, but Alolan Ninetales is basically the only reason that Michael's in this league. That Michael's up in the top 5, is what I should say. Alolan Ninetales is keeping Michael in this. Michael, first week he played extraordinary. He killed Owen. Absolutely killed Owen. Played extraordinary. Second week, it was the exact opposite. He got killed by Mapu of the San Antonio Solars. Next up, at number 4, we have... Oh, this kills me to say it. Owen of the Indiana Bruisers is at number 4. Owen played a good match against Joseph. He came through in the clutch. He won. He did what he needed to do. He could have, however, done better. He could have protected with the Seal of Steel after the Stealth Rock damage, got the leftovers back on him. He could have Leech Seeded, took the Thunderbolt. Then he could have protected again, got the Leech Seed and the leftovers health. Could have flew, got the Leech Seed and the leftovers health. Done damage, then protected, got the Leech Seed leftovers health, and it would have just been an infinite cycle where he could have just won with Seal of Steel. Owen has really showed this week that he doesn't know how to use Seal of Steel, and that pains me to say because I know Owen really likes Seal of Steel, but he showed that he really doesn't know how to use Seal of Steel. However, he has shown me that his recently acquired Scolipede, he's actually not bad with it. I would like to see him use Scolipede more. Use Scolipede as a sweeper maybe. Start with Scolipede, use Protect, get the speed boost, then go for a sweeper Scolipede. I would really like to see that, because that Aqua Tail on Scolipede, that's nice. I wonder who suggested that. Anyway, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is Mapu of the San Antonio Solars. Mapu played an amazing game this week. I can't deny it. I underrated Mapu so hard in the beginning of this league. I hated on his team so much. I still hate that Rotom Frost pick Mapu. I'm never letting go of that. But you played an amazing game, Mapu. I gotta give you props. Gudra does more than I thought it would, and Fernape does a lot better than I thought it would. Your team is basically underrated Mons. That's what it is, and you're really showing that you know how to use them. You're not winning because you have overpowered Mons. Is basically what I'm trying to say. You're winning because you know how to use them. Next up, at number 2, we have me, Johnny of the Cincinnati Peds. I'm here because I swept 2 weeks in a row. I got a 5-0 and a 4-0, and Mini was a tank. That's just not much else explaining. At number 1, Karthik of the Barcelona Keldeo, basically the same reason. He's got 2 6-0s in a row. Doesn't need much explaining. Kind of justifies itself. And he's probably not going to get a third 6-0 in this third week. I highly doubt it against Theron. Theron's a very skilled player. And if he knows that Karthik's going to go for 6-0s, Theron's going to be able to at least take out one Pokemon. At the very least. And get all the other Pokemon really low. I feel like next week, Karthik's going to meet his maker to Theron. But anyway, that was the power rankings and the game recap for this week. Thanks to Owen for being a special guest on this week's power rankings and game recap. But for now, guys, this has been PokeTrips logging off.